Do you ever feel like you're hitting a sales wall? Like no matter how hard you hustle? Well, what if the secret to you doing more sales or you closing more business is not in a sales tip, a sales hack, sales strategy, or even in handling objections? What if the real secret was in a shift or transformation in mindset? What if we were able to combine growth mindset with business acumen to lead to sales success? What difference would that make in your life and business? Let's go. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Unmuted. I'm your host, Courtland Warren. I've decided today to begin a process of taking the podcast into a different direction, a sign of evolution of the podcast itself, I suppose. But what I would like to do moving forward is to combine growth mindset, resilience training with business acumen and sales performance. I'd like for it to be such that you're able to take the information that you're gathering in the podcast and be able to use this content in a very practical and demonstrably different way. And it is my view that growth mindset or mindset in general is key, right? It's first. And there are a lot of people that offer programs, sell programs, push programs that know that. They work very diligently to get those programs into your hands. And they also know that, or perhaps they don't, that you could have the best system, you could have the best vehicle, you could have the best tools, you could have a proven plan. And if the mindset of the individual who's to use it, if that mindset does not match the results that are to be generated, then they won't do it. Consider it for yourself. How often or in what areas, places do you know what to do and you're not doing it? So there must be something other than a how-to. There must be something more than the strategy. Along with strategy, there must be a story. There must be an internal framework that enables you to see yourself having the results that will be produced by you doing the work. And so that's what I'm looking to do in the podcast moving forward. And so I'd like to begin with some ideas around how a growth mindset actually fuels sales success or business acumen. When we look at growth mindset, the opposite of a growth mindset is a fixed mindset. And in really like layman's terms, a fixed mindset is a viewpoint of essentially, I got what I got. Like my way of thinking is my way of thinking. My level of intelligence is my level of intelligence. Like I came into the world at a set point and there's no going beyond it. A person with a fixed mindset really does not believe that they can expand, evolve, grow, right? There is not a belief that anything can be different. Like they are where they are. Okay, that's the idea around a fixed mindset. Does that make sense? Okay, so a fixed mindset. So imagine a person who feels set, okay, fixed, set, where they are, right? A true belief that growth and expansion is possible. They don't have it. So the amount of money they make, the level of intelligence, their skill, right, is I got what I got. I am where I am. That's a fixed mindset. A growth, in layman's terms, okay, a growth mindset is essentially the opposite of that. The growth mindset is a mindset that says, well, it can be improved, that I can expand, I can be better. If I don't know it now, I can develop the skill. If I'm not good at it now, I can practice it and be better. Like where I am today is not the place that I have to end up. So when asked the question, though, most people would typically side towards I have a growth mindset, but under closer examination, a great majority of people are pretty fixed, okay? And they're fixed because they don't do the work required for mind or consciousness expansion. So presented those two ideas, am I growth mindset or fixed mindset? Many individuals would say that they are growth mindset. No one actually admits to being closed. No one actually admits to, not developing new skills. No one actually admits to not improving upon their communication. No one admits to that, but the results display something otherwise. All right. So if we have a fixed mindset and a growth mindset, then it is deliberate and intentional work to have to move towards a growth mindset in a way that is demonstratable. Okay, to move towards a growth mindset in a way where your results show that there is improvement, that your results show that things are being done differently. And so if we can mix now growth mindset with sales success or business acumen, I believe that you position yourself in for much greater opportunity and life by design. As I was saying earlier, yeah, there are those who will offer programs and sell programs and then just leave it to the individual. Hey, that part is up to you. You got to do the work. I like the idea of, well, what's first? Okay, being at the beginning, because if you've been listening to the program, you understand that you will never act consistently in any way that is inconsistent with your self-image. Self-image, self-belief, confidence is first, and it is a very real thing. Okay, so if we apply then growth mindset to business success, what are some things that you're going to need? Well, one is you're going to need resilience and persistence. Would you agree? Right? Do you see where a person who has a fixed mindset won't have the same level of resilience and persistence as someone with a growth mindset? So, why? Sales can be challenging. The seemingly unending rejections and setbacks, they've become common. A fixed mindset views these as limitations on the ability, and that leads to discouragement and even quitting. Okay? It's too much. I can't do it. The rejection is too much. The disappointment is too much. So they give up. This is not working. They blame the system. They blame, the company. They blame individuals. But but really, it's a fixed mindset that they have. Whereas a growth mindset sees these as opportunities to learn, to improve. They see it as a way to foster resilience and persistence. I remember, when I really, really struggled in sales, so much so that I was benched. I was told, like, your results are not good enough for us even to send you out. And that could have been the thing that had me, give up on my career, to just quit. Say, well, you know what? I'm not cut out for this. I'm not good enough to do it. I've been benched. They said, essentially, you're not good enough. Stay at home this week. We'll send somebody else. But I looked at that and said, well, that is not how the story will end. So it's the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset, okay? And a growth mindset leads to resilience and persistence. Also, the difference between, continuous learning and improvement. So, I don't think there's any debate on the fact that we're in an environment of change. It was Eric Hoffer, an American philosopher, who said that in time, he wrote a great book called The True Believers by Eric Hoffer, great book. But he wrote in True Believers, he said, in times of change, the learners will inherit the earth, while the learned find themselves beautifully equipped for a world that no longer exists. In times of change, the learners will inherit the earth, while the learned find themselves beautifully equipped for a world that no longer exists. So let's think about this. Would you agree that our world is in a state of change? Right? I mean, yeah, duh, right? Okay. And in this level of change, with the change that's happening and as it's happening, you really don't get a say in, if you're a person who doesn't like change, that's not stopping the change from happening. Okay. So in times of change, the learners, those who are open to new ideas, new approaches, new strategies, innovation, in times of change, the learners will inherit the earth. Meaning the learners will be the people who see and seize wonderful opportunities. They'll see where things are headed and they'll adapt quickly. Buzzword, pivot. They do so quickly. And as a result of that, they maximize opportunities. The learners will inherit the earth, while the learned, these are the people that, they just know everything already. These are individuals like, you can't get a word in edgewise because it's always, well, I've been there and done that. I've seen companies go away. I've seen companies fade. I've seen individuals fade. I've seen once tremendous talents, right, become non-existent because they were stuck in a place that no longer exists. It's like when I hear people, even currently, batting on about AI and how their distaste for AI, and it's not real, and it's not this, and it's not genuine. It's not. I'm like, man, just be that person who, I have to hop on one leg in the snow, uphill, on the way. It's like, come on, like this is where it's going. So in times of change, you don't get a say, right? It's either the only thing that you can do, particularly when there's structural change, is you position yourself for leadership. It's about embracing and adapting. Fixed mindset individuals will have a difficult time doing that. Whereas growth mindset individuals, right? Growth mindset, they're like, okay, they like to be out in front of it. They're the early adopters. These are the individuals that are leading the charge for innovation and new ideas. Okay. So a fixed mindset, doesn't look to continually learn and improve. A growth mindset does. So if we apply that to business, okay, we apply that to business, one of the things you'll start to see is that, effective, like in sales, effective sales strategies, like they're constantly evolving. And with a growth mindset, salespeople embrace, they embrace learning new skills and adapting to changing markets, while fixed mindset individuals struggle to perform. So which will you be? Again, what we're looking to do here in this episode, as we start to turn, unmuted to a place of practical application, I want you to see how having a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset actually is aligned with business acumen and in particular sales growth and sales success. Okay. So it is why? Because a growth mindset leads to resilience and persistence. A growth mindset is looking for ways to learn and improve. So you want to do those things as you want to be developing your skill in whatever area of business you find yourself in, be it real estate, financial services, network marketing, wherever, or even as an employee who sees your role as your business. So that business, the brand called you, benefits from having a growth mindset over a fixed mindset. And then one of the last points I cover, and then we make, we'll continue. This is where we're going, so this will be the tone that we'll take. But also in business, what serves is having an advocate, having a mentor, a coach, and so a growth mindset actually positions you for being a person who is open to feedback and coaching. So if it's true that success leaves clues, and I believe that it is, then you want to be the type of person, I would encourage you to be the type of person who is not only open to feedback, but you have application. One of the great distinctions in business success is the speed of implementation. So once you read the book, you attend the workshop, you get the idea, how long does it take you to begin to implement it? One of a fixed mindset viewpoint is that change is hard. Change is hard, though often, accepted as a way of looking out into the world. Change is hard is actually a fixed mindset viewpoint. Rather, another viewpoint is, okay, I used to do it this way. I now see that there's a different way to do it. And so I'll choose the more effective option. Okay. So rather than change being hard, now that I am aware of a new way or a new approach, I will choose or take advantage of like the new option. It's as simple as that. Okay. So when it comes to being a person who is open to feedback and coaching, position yourself as one who will not only listen to it, but have speed in your implementation. Because those who are advocates, mentors, and coaches, they actually are inspired to see you implement things that they've advised. One of Keala Kanai is a personal friend of mine, and I believe an advocate as well. But he had shared with me some particular business. He's highly successful, but he had showed me some things, some approaches in webinars. He had showed me some approaches, and I shared with him the results that I had generated. And I'm telling you, his level of excitement, I could see it in his eyes. His level of excitement for what I had been able to do as a result of his mentoring, right, and coaching on that particular idea, like it lit him up. I could literally see the excitement. And then I thought back, I said, you know what? I know that feeling from being in seminars and facilitated over 20 plus years. When people come back with the stories of what they've been able to do and what they've been able to create, it like, I don't really have the words for it. It just, when I don't have the words, it just does something to you. I just feel like I just went back home right there. It just does something to you. You don't really have the words, okay? So what I'm saying is if you want an advocate, if you want mentoring and coaching, then and you want it to be sustained and you really want to get the behind the curtain view of how they see it, then run out and implement quickly, swiftly implement what they've advised of you to do, okay? Well, you won't be able to do that, though, if you have a fixed mindset. A fixed mindset says, oh, yeah, that's how it worked, in your day, but now it's got to be like this. And yet you have no evidence of that. All right. So, but a growth mindset is excited about being able to implement. All right. So I'm going to close out this episode. I'm a little, I'm excited, right? I'm really excited about this new direction, and I do believe that it will support you in getting real world results. I want to see your bank accounts grow. I want to see your relationships improve. I want to see you have a life that you have designed, right? One that you're not like looking to take a vacation from. I want you to impact people. I want you to bring value to people's lives. And I want you to do so in such an extraordinary way that you are compensated beautifully and handsomely well. That's what I want for you. That's what I want for you. And almost now a year of this podcast, one time a week, I would not be demonstrating a lot of the things that I share and teach if I didn't evolve also. So with that said, I hope this helps. And if it does, don't keep it a secret. Let someone know that this podcast does exist, and we will see you in the next episode.